What did you think about Harrison Barnes following Draymond and then the ball getting back in Harrison's hands for that game?
Yeah, man, shout out Draymond knocking down the free throws. I got trapped on that play, threw it back. Did he do it? I don't know if he did it intentionally or whatever he decided to do. Draymond made them free throws, and obviously a big shot that next possession. You give a team life and give them the ability to make a run, finish the fourth quarter like they did, then it's make or miss at the end of the game, whether it's going to overtime or not. And you never want to put yourself in that position. We did and got bit by it.
Where do you feel like you guys kind of screwed this one up most?
I think we had two stretches, first half, second half. I don't know the time specific, but where we just got lax defensively and gave up a lot of straight line drives to the basket. We were pretty soft on the ball. They were just driving the paint, getting to the rim, offensive rebounds, or finding open threes. And those two stretches gave them life, gave them the belief that it was worth fighting. And after that first quarter start, you let your foot off the gas pedal and you give a team an ability to make plays. They're an NBA team too. They're gonna take advantage of it, and they did.
There's still so much to sort out standings-wise, and there's still paths for you guys to get fifth and sixth and all that. But I guess how significant did this loss feel, considering the position you had set yourself up, prior to tonight?
I mean, we know where we're at. We know that every game is important. It's been important for like the last 2 weeks, and we've done a lot to give ourselves a chance to climb pretty high, considering where we were before the trade deadline, and then these last two home games, it sucks. Like, for different reasons, Houston and tonight, two games that you feel like were winnable and should have won, and I don't know how it'll impact the ending of where we end up after Sunday, but we still do have two games. We got to win both of them. See what happens. Just made it a little harder on ourselves.
You guys had 3 turnovers in the last minute or so. I think you had one of them on the inbounds. Was it just their pressure was forcing perfect passing? Was it a little bit sloppy passing? What was going on there in those turnovers?
2 of them were just bad spacing. Mine was just a bad pass. Like, we were trying to set up a play to get Jimmy the ball and then have some action around. And, HB was kind of all over him. I tried to tuck it in there low so he could get it, but he got a deflection. That stuff happens. Tough timing, obviously. But it honestly shouldn't come down to those 3 possessions, even though we still had a chance to win, because we played well enough for stretches, majority of the game, to create separation, give ourselves, or maintain the momentum. But again, when you give come down to a possession here, possession there down the stretch, anything can happen in this league.
Steph, ahead of the game, I asked Coach Kerr about the preparation going into this matchup, being that it was the second of a back-to-back. And he said that the leadership between you, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond would be able to get the team ready and understand the urgency of this game. Given the results of this game, knowing the implications of the next 2, is the weight heavier on you guys to make sure everyone is ready for the next 2 games so that you guys can make the best possibility going into the play-in or playoffs, or is there no weight at all?
No, there's definitely weight, and there's been weight for a while. We understand. I mean, our record's been great in the last 20-plus games, and every one of them we felt a sense of urgency. So with 2 games left, you can kind of narrow down it's 48 minutes on Friday is going to be important. Sunday, the same. We've had a very professional approach and very consistent, level we've been playing at. Our execution tonight just wasn't great, and a good team will bounce back from it and take care of business these next 2 and then go from there. So we have to prove that we're a good team.
Steph, you said, excuse me, you said you guys relaxed defensively for stretches and soft on the ball. Your defense has been really good. I mean, I think number one rated in the league since Jimmy's here. Last week, these big games on the road. How sort of, on a fundamental level, how sort of surprised or startled were you to have those stretches tonight? Exactly what you guys have avoided for quite a while.
Yeah, I think there's a pattern of certain styles that will give us trouble if we're not locked in defensively. When teams that go 5 out spacing that have theoretically 5 shooters, even though there are different levels of shooting, but they space the floor and you have driving kicks. Like, you got to be on a string. You got to guard your yard, as we call it. You got to be able to have some resistance on the ball, but then everybody's got to be flying around. And if one piece of that puzzle is soft or a step slow, then you get eaten alive, and that happened for far too many stretches. And we've been on the other side where if you don't feel any resistance offensively, everybody feels good. Everybody feels confident, feeling like they can finish a play, knock down a shot, create a shot. So that's where you give teams life, and you can't do that. I don't care who you're playing. And good teams pride themselves on defense like we have during this run, and that's what hurt us tonight.
Two important stretches this game were start of the second quarter, start of the fourth quarter with you on the bench. Since getting Jimmy, those minutes haven't been as big of an issue, but why do you think that trend flipped tonight?
Same answers I've been talking about all this whole time, just defensively. Like, everybody's gonna look at the offense and what Jimmy does on that end, but it's our defense that's been extremely impactful and dominant. So we're all in this together. Like, there's not 2 teams out there. It's one team that has different combinations no matter who's on the floor. And you gotta, if we want to reach the heights that we say we want to and really believe that we can get to, then it doesn't matter if you make or miss shots. The stuff that you can control, the defensive effort and attention to detail, game plan, discipline, all that type of stuff has to, stay at a high level, and it didn't tonight.
So since Jimmy arrived, you guys have been pretty good about not giving up double-digit leads in the fourth quarter. Is this a moment to pause and say, okay, what do we fix, back to the lab kind of thing, or is this just a one-game blip, you think?
What were we up at?
Up 12 at the start of the fourth.
What was the question again?
You guys have done a really good job of not losing leads like this since Jimmy came aboard. Obviously, a bunch of those early in the season. I'm wondering, when you look at a game like this, is it like a back to the lab thing and see what we did wrong, or do you just figure it's a one-off?
You recalibrate and make it a one-game blip. Like, that's the stuff you can control. Like I said, you're up 12 going into the fourth. Your defense is really going to be the difference in maintaining that separation. Like, again, who cares if you make or miss shots? You just can't give a team life, and giving up 38 points. Like, if you're telling you got to, giving up 38 points, like, when it's crunch time, like, that's not going to win any game. So we got to be better.